place we climbed, and that's the top from where we just came. So we are in a park now. Ganya has brought me to this park, and this is a place, a memorial for all the people who fought in the war. The memory of the war. It's 12:30 in the morning of September 11th, and I am sitting in the kitchen of Yug Hostel in Tyumen. This is where I have checked in yesterday night. Well, it was it wasn't that great a stay. I think the reception lady has been pretty grumpy. Let's talk about good things. So I am now heading to a town which is 75 kilometers on the way to Omsk. And actually, when I had come to Russia, I was not able to buy rubles on Bybit, and I needed some help. So on vk.com. So vk.com is the most popular social media website in Russia. There is a community called Motorway, and I had posted in the community seeking some help if anybody is on Bybit. And a couple of people actually responded. Well, I didn't get the Bybit help, but they responded about like I visiting them or staying with them on the way. And there is one person, Ilya. He actually is in the town where I am heading to. And for some reason, I had this thing in my mind that he is in Novosibirsk, which is actually further away from Omsk. And I may probably stay at his place when I'm going to Novosibirsk. But yesterday night, I figured that he is actually much closer. I could have actually directly gone to his place rather than coming to Tyumen and staying at this hostel. So what Ilya is actually helping me out with something. So my windshield is broken, and I told this to Ilya, and Ilya told me that he has some local shop and they have windshields which are cheap, like 800,000 rubles, which is actually reasonably cheap. So I am now heading to one of the shops that in his city. Actually, his city name starts with Y. It's Yalutovorsk or something of that sort. And I am heading to that place now. It's just 75 kilometers. I should be there in like an hour or an hour and a half. A few more things I wanted to record from yesterday. So one is when I had stopped at that Gazprom Neft petrol station, there were a lot of military folks there. I think they were just passing by and filling fuel in the petrol station. And I saw quite a few people like looking at me. Probably they were not very happy with the UK registration motorbike. Later in the night, I got a message from a friend who told that there are some drone attacks on Moscow. So yeah, I did not get a very great vibe at that petrol station. Then yesterday night, well, in the hostel in my room, there is another person, and he has been really prompt in terms of interaction. Well, most Russians, when they understand that I can't speak Russian by myself, but then he was like promptly trying to interact with me, and then he was very curious as to how I have a UK motorbike, where I'm getting money for the trip. And at some point of time, I felt like, is he really interrogating me or something? Because he is from security, or I don't know if he's from military or not, but yeah, he was wearing some of that kind of clothes. So yeah, since yesterday evening, yeah, the vibe overall has not been that great. Maybe it's that issue in the Moscow that happened. But yeah, I think I probably be better off staying with known people for the couple of upcoming days. And I think the stay at Ilya's place and in Omsk, also I have pinged some local motorbikers. I found their contact from the Motokarta map, and they were also like willing to help. I don't know if they will host me, but it seems like they have some arrangement figured. So yeah, for the next few days, I think I'll be with known motorbiking people. Just done with filling petrol here in Tyumen at one of the Lukoil stations. The good thing about Lukoil station is that if you have to do full tank, they start the meter right away. So you fill in the full tank,
and then you go and pay. In other stations, you have to put the nozzle, then you have to go tell the cashier full tank, then they start the nozzle, and then you come fill and then you go back again. So yeah, although Lukoil is slightly expensive, yeah, it's only one trip to the cashier, so that's a good thing. Today is a relaxed day because I just have to do 75-80 kilometers to the town of Ilya, and then work on my windshield, and yeah, stay with Ilya tonight and then leave to Oms tomorrow. Oms, I have to leave early because the distance is pretty large. So yeah, tomorrow I have to start early to reach Omsk. Well, some colorful buildings to my right. Hmm, very interesting. Reminds me of Norway and Scandinavian countries where they used to have colorful buildings. I am here with Zanya. Hello.
Hello.
And Zanya is the manager of this very nice store here of a lot of automobiles, and he's actually the one who's helping me get a new windscreen for my motorbike. The new windscreen is installed, and yeah, this is pretty good, pretty high. And these are the people who helped me install. He's the guy. Your name?
Evgeny.
Evgeny. Okay, he's Evgeny. He's the one who actually installed the windscreen for me. And these are all the people here, Zenia and the other folks. And this is the garage where they work. And yeah, I wanted to say thank you, spasiba, for the help.
Девочка, за мотоцикл. А? Да, за мотоцикл, я думаю.
That's the Stell's store from where I bought the windshield. It's actually a very equipped store for a small place. I mean, this is probably one of the most holistic store I have seen. Like, they are selling accessories for pretty much everything, all kinds of automobiles that you can expect. Snowmobile, there are these engine oils, yeah, these are all kinds of things. These are helmets, like for the motorbikes, everything that you can potentially find or potentially need in a city. Well, it's a small town, but the chain lubes that I had bought in Moscow, Lauer company is actually very good, and they have these chain lubes also here. So yeah, I am actually very fascinated by the store. They also have these cycles, they have tires. So these are snowmobiles, these are scooters, there are enduro motorbikes out there. Most of these are Chinese, but then, the sheer kind of things that they are selling here, it's definitely amazed me. And actually, my personal favorite is this motorcycle out here. It's a 250cc motorbike from a Chinese company. It's priced at 1,87,000 rubles, which is around the same kind of money in India. But there is this touring bike. It's again a Chinese company, and it's actually very cheap. It's like 1,78,000. I wish I could have, maybe bought this and would have ridden to India. Like for 1,78,000, a touring bike, which is actually, these are very comfortable scooters. They have small tires, which kind of make them not very conducive for off-road, but for the road, I mean, this is probably one of the most comfortable bikes, and at this price, it's a steal. I don't know how good a Chinese product would last in terms of reliability, but well, I am really sold on this. I wish I could have bought this and taken this with me to India. Then these are all these snowmobiles, which are, well, in Russia, I think they are very popular. These are these small bikes. The brands are Alpha and Jordan, is what Xenia told me. Yeah, reminds me of these countryside in India where all these small bikes sell a lot. And bike looked like this. Yeah, one of the really fascinating places that I have visited in this ride, and I was not expecting such a shop to exist in a small town. But yeah, well, it's my destiny probably to come here and see all this. So I am ready to leave this place, but I just saw this bike and I was very tempted to record because this bike looks exactly, I mean, this seems like a KTM. I'm sure it's a Chinese manufacturer. It's a 250cc bike and it's actually priced at 1,92,000 ruble. I mean, this is a very aggressive pricing. I mean, somehow like this is the price of Hero Expulse in India, and I don't know like how reliable this bike is, but yeah, for this price, this seems like a steal. Well, I'm actually surprised that in Russia, like motorbikes are priced so competitively. But well, like yeah, all these Chinese manufacturers are known to price things competitively. So we are here, yeah, we are here at the place Ostrog. So apparently, this is how it was here in the ancient times, and restored it. And it's like just to tell how people lived in the ancient times. And yeah, Zene is with me, and he actually graciously agreed to show me the city around. Okay, we are going from third to the fourth floor, and the stairs are like pretty steep here. But yeah, I think that's the fun. This is the plan of Ostrog. I think that's how they say it. This is how the walled city looked like in 17th century. There was the water here in the moat, and this side was, I think, the natural cliff. This is how the house in those times looked like. Apparently, they have restored everything by hand.
Все.
Oh, okay.
Поставили. Положили.
Nice. So this is a large stove that in Russian houses people used to have. So they'll put firewood down, they will burn it, so this will become hot, and then they will put water here, so the water will get heated, and then during winters they will actually sleep on this part above. And that's the old days way of like keeping yourself warm during winters. This is how the place actually looks like. So it will get heated up from the below, and then you sleep here. I mean, right now they have kept some stuff, but then people put mattress and they sleep here. So in Yura's house, I had seen this, but I have not recorded. Told me that when there is a special meaning for covering this like this, because during some event or celebration, when you have a lot of people coming from the door, then somebody will sit here just to scare people. So as soon as they come, he will come out and say, oh, and then that's how. So that's the tradition of the Russian houses, apparently. A blacksmith place, so they will heat up and then they will create all these instruments and yeah, weapons and stuff like that. Now we are heading to the dungeon as per Xenia. So let's see how the dungeon looks like. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, this seems like the old days things here. So I think this is how traditional people dressed. It's actually very nice dress.
Да.
This is the place we climbed, and that's the top from where we were seeing.
Мы все поднялись, догадались.
So we are in a park now. Zenya has brought me to this park, and this is a place, a memorial for all the people who fought in the war, and their names are actually written here on these. And there is this one statue as well of as the memory of the people who all fought and died in the Second World War. Zenya in this park, and he actually took me to a memorial and explained to me as to how some scientists have been exiled from Moscow and they came and settled in this town, and they actually developed this town in a kind of a very planned way. So like the streets are all very perpendicular and things are like planned that you kind of don't get lost in the city. You can go from one point to another, and it's also been purposely made beautiful. Like they plant small flowers and trees so that every summer it kind of blooms, and this activity happens every year, so that the city looks like really nice during the summers. So yeah, that's a lot of planning and thought that has been given behind the city. I'm actually glad that I actually came to this city, because I just thought that it's probably just one of the small towns of Russia, but seems like it is not the case.